I'm in a similar boat. I love building in Rust more than I love the actual gameplay of Rust. Like when I play Rust with my friends, they're like, "Oh, PvP, let's go," and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just want to farm and build my base. Like I don't play creative or PvE style servers because without the stress of getting raided at any moment, it doesn't feel like it's part of the stress of getting raided or killed, or every little action is difficult. Everything you have to fight for, you have to think about what other people are going to do. You have to plan around what they're trying to do, what you're trying to do, be efficient with the decisions you make. You have all these things you have to consider. I love that. But then when it comes to actual PvP, like, I don't care. I don't care if I hit headshots or not. Like, I'm not looking for the fight. I'm trying to avoid the fight. But if I'm not avoiding the fight, it's not fun. I don't know if I'm describing that well, but I love building. I think it Rust has the best building system of any game I've ever played, regardless of genre. I mean, honestly, any shooting games are not even my favorite, or survival games are not my top favorite genre. My favorite genre of game to play is RTS, or real time strategy, from like a PvP or player versus player standpoint. But the building system in Rust is just so like rich and amazing. And I've seen the devs talk about this. They really care about what's called emergent gameplay. And what's meant by emergent gameplay is it's you create, rather than creating a story or some kind of like path that players are going to do step A, step B, step C, like even in a sort of emergent, or sorry, even in a sort of like open story game like Baldur's Gate or Dark Souls, or I don't know, any game where there's like levels or progression, like the developers clearly have a path set out for you, even if you have options. They thought about what players would do. And what's meant by emergent gameplay is that you're creating systems, you're creating things for players to interact with, and it's on the player to determine what the game is from there. And so those types of games are scary to make because unless everyone agrees on some kind of emergent way to play the game, like in Rust, we all agree that you play on a wipe, you build a base, and the goal is the most loot. You could have 1,000 infinite goals, but generally, especially in vanilla, everyone kind of agrees that the goal is loot or to build your base. And so it's really cool how when you just take a bunch of systems and slap them together, like all we have are freaking squares and triangles. Like, how the hell do we make all of these different types of bases using just squares and freaking triangles, all with the same edge length? Like, there is no other shape that you can use. That is all you have. And so I just it's so cool, the building system, and then there's so many builders who have pushed the bounds of what is possible, and I think it's amazing what people have come up with. And like all like learning that if you build out 7 squares, like if I start, let me turn off the symmetry so I don't do anything weird. If I just build out 7 squares, break this all, and not that. If I break all of this, and then I build back with triangles, all of a sudden I have this gap. And now I can put a bunker here. Like, it's so cool. Like, this can go here, and then say I've got like that, and now I've got a roof bunker. Oh my god, how did people figure that out? Like, it's just so cool, all of the things you can do with just simple systems. And so, yeah, that's a very long-winded way of saying I love Rust building. And I'm glad that I can make that tutorial series where I just kind of talk about how much I love Rust building in a different way each week. And then on here, I get to talk about bases that are awesome. Some of them less awesome, but I've started off with pretty much